What's happening in the American stock market on April 30th, 2025? 1. Why is the American stock market falling? The American stock market is broadly declining. Futures for the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and NASDAQ 100 are all down, with NASDAQ 100 dropping by 1.8%, significantly impacting tech stocks. The Russell 2000 index has also fallen by 1.7%. A heat map of the market shows weakness in the semiconductor sector and among major technology companies. Cyclical stocks are also in decline. In contrast, defensive sectors such as healthcare, consumer staples, and utilities are showing relatively stable performance. 2. Is the American economy really entering a recession? Preliminary data for first quarter gross domestic product showed a contraction of 0.3%, well below the market expectation of 0.2% growth. This marks the first negative growth for the American economy since 2022. Additionally, April's ADP private employment report showed only a 62,000 increase in jobs, significantly below expectations. These figures have heightened concerns about a potential economic slowdown. 3. How does inflation affect interest rate cuts? The core inflation rate for the first quarter rose by 3.5%, exceeding the market's expectation of 3.1%. The GDP deflator also rose by 3.7%. Such inflation makes it more difficult for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. If high inflation persists, the central bank may have to maintain a tight monetary policy, which would place further strain on the economy. 4. What is the impact of President Trump's tariff policies? President Trump continues to advocate for high tariffs on China, arguing that the burden will fall on the Chinese side. However, there are growing concerns within the United States that such tariffs will also drive up domestic prices. China's April manufacturing PMI fell to 49, indicating economic contraction, and both exports and new orders dropped sharply. This situation is raising expectations for renewed negotiations, while American retailers are also reporting inventory shortages due to reduced imports from China. 5. Why is the government tightening AI chip export controls? The American government is considering switching to a country-by-country approval system for exporting artificial intelligence chips and plans to lower the allowable number of units that can be exported without a license. These changes could hurt companies like NVIDIA, which rely on international sales. In China, demand for Huawei's AI chips is rising despite their lower performance due to regulatory restrictions on alternatives. 6. Why did Supermicro and Starbucks see their stock prices drop? Supermicro's preliminary earnings missed expectations, leading to a drop in stock price. Although the company blamed delayed customer purchases, the market sees this as a possible internal issue. Starbucks also reported a 1% decline in same-store sales, with a notable drop in domestic performance due to reduced customer traffic, which negatively impacted its stock. 7. What were the results for Caterpillar and First Solar? Caterpillar posted earnings that were better than feared, lifting its stock price. Although its future outlook remained unchanged, concerns over continued tariffs and potential recession persist. First Solar lowered its guidance and its stock dropped significantly. This was attributed to uncertainties related to tariffs and renewable energy policy. 8. Why is Microsoft investing in Europe? Microsoft announced plans to expand data center operations across 16 European countries and increase capacity by 40% within 2 years. The company emphasized it will continue providing cloud services in Europe, even under pressure from the American government. Microsoft stated it is willing to take legal action if needed, showing strong commitment despite earlier concerns about slowing investment. 9. Is it okay that the Treasury is increasing bond issuance? The Treasury Department announced plans to raise $514 billion through bond issuance in the second quarter. This is believed to be due to temporary factors such as delays in tax collection caused by wildfires in the western region. The market seems relatively unconcerned about this increase in issuance. 10. What's next for the American stock market? Concerns about stagflation. Rising prices combined with economic slowdown are weighing on the stock market. The possibility of interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve is diminishing under such conditions. Goldman Sachs has warned that the market's bottom may not have arrived yet. Historically, markets have only begun to recover. When economic indicators start to improve, attention is now turning to employment data, especially the unemployment rate, as a key signal. For now, a cautious investment approach seems wise. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Be sure to check out our next video too.